Isn't it also, though, to make vehicles more efficient? Isn't it better for your constituents to be driving more efficient vehicles? It's better in terms of how much it's going to cost them at the Bowser.
I mean, ultimately, in the long run, if more efficient vehicles absolutely is more beneficial. But what the government's not talking about, and none of their modelling shows this, is the upfront cost that people are going to have to pay for those more expensive vehicles. And that's the trade-off. But it's also interesting when the government and Chris Bowen shows their modelling and talks about savings at the Bowser. If you look at the detail behind that, they're actually looking at the average savings. So again, those that transition to an EV will benefit, but again, tradies that need a ute will still have that higher emissions and higher diesel ute, because that's what they need to get the job done. And a lot of the commentary and the feedback from business and industry, and I've spoken to a lot of industry in my community, they absolutely accept that we need a fuel efficiency standard, but some of their questioning is around the time. The 1st of January 2025, that's what, 10 months away? That's a long time to transition. So there's that question around the time when it starts, but also the trajectory that the government is proposing. So there is some benefits absolutely to fuel efficiency, and we should be pursuing that. But it has to be done in a reasonable and a responsible way, so ultimately consumers aren't paying more when they get their new car.
You've got the leadership of your party heading in the direction now of, we know there's going to be a nuclear policy, the full detail yet to come out, but the minister yesterday on Sky News saying that he believes a first reactor could be built within a decade. Do you welcome the fact that the coalition is picking this fight, is willing to have this argument?
Well, I think it's important that we have the conversation, Kieran, absolutely. As we look to transition to net zero by 2050, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, transformation that the globe has undergone, every technology needs to be on the table. We need to look at ways that we can get to net zero while keeping reliability in the network and also keeping prices down for consumers. And frankly, I wish there wasn't a fight. I wish there was bipartisanship, and it's quite hypocritical of this government. They're quick to criticise us, but when we bring forward a positive policy that can provide net zero baseload power, you see that the Minister Bowen insulting many in the coalition, not even being prepared to have the conversation. And you can see it's ideologically driven, because the Prime Minister and the Minister and many others in the government can't answer a simple question like, why wouldn't you take away the moratorium? They say it doesn't stack up. Yeah. Well, as a first step, they should be prepared to take away the moratorium and let the markets have a look at the viability.
Aaron Violi, member for Casey in Melbourne, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.